When it comes to marketing your business, there can be nothing that's more f***ing frustrating than Facebook advertising. For all of the results that it can generate, you still have to jump through a myriad of hoops to get those results. Having spent well over $100,000 in the past 12 months on Facebook adverts alone, I've got a few insights to share with you that can help make this process a hell of a lot easier. Keep watching to find out what they are. Hey guys, it's best-selling author Ben Angel here, and welcome to In Bed with Ben, where we help business owners and entrepreneurs shape the world that we live in. In today's episode of In Bed with Ben, we're going to be discussing Facebook advertising and why, in a lot of cases, your Facebook adverts may not be converting people to actual buyers. Now, for all of the Facebook advert expert specialists that are out there, and trust me when I say I've done pretty much all of their online courses, there's a lot of things that we still need to take into consideration that they may or may not have told you. In this video, I'm going to step you through 7 of the key reasons that your Facebook adverts may not be converting at the level that you want them to. So let's kick it off straight away and relieve the frustration as soon as possible with insight number 1. What's worked for others may not work for you. This insight is absolutely critical to the success of your Facebook advert campaigns. For all the time that we spend creating the adverts, testing and measuring, checking that they're actually working, we still need to understand that what the experts are actually recommending to you is still a subjective result. And by that I mean that it depends from business to business to business which strategy is going to work best. Yes, there are the basics that will work across the board. However, we have to take our own results into control and test and measure everything possible. And by that, I mean testing different images to see if one image converts at a high percentage over another, checking which has the highest click-through rate, which, just for a heads up, a high click-through rate doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to generate sales from it. In fact, some of the adverts that I've run that have generated 100+ sales alone have had a click-through rate of less than 0.023%, which goes to show that you need to test and measure your own results to make sure that you get to your goal and objective as quickly as possible. Which leads us to insight number 2, not utilizing the conversion pixel. Now, this is where I absolutely love Facebook over other advertising platforms. The conversion pixel within Facebook can be set up so you can track the specific adverts that are generating the sales. This is where it gets interesting. When you set up your conversion pixel, make sure you set it up in the right place to begin with. And this is where I got stuck when I first started with Facebook advertising. You need to ensure it's on the confirmation page after they've completed their purchase. It can't actually be on the welcome page of a product or service. Now, why is that? If you're offering a training, for example, you're going to have individuals consistently go back to that welcome page for that training material. Each time they go back, they fire off that conversion pixel, which will give you a false result in your Facebook advertising campaign. So, whilst you may be generating sales, your profit margins aren't going to be there and you're not going to know why. So, ensure that you always set up this conversion pixel as soon as they've completed your order. The welcome page to the product or service is a separate page entirely. Now, the reason that setting up this conversion pixel is absolutely critical is that you can create lookalike audiences, which leads us into insight number 3. Creating lookalike audiences are absolutely phenomenal for generating results. But to ensure that we do it correctly, we need to get the demographic right in the first step, which is making sure that we're targeting people that are likely to buy. When it comes to Facebook, we want to get at least 100 conversions on a specific pixel before we create the lookalike audience. Now, why do you want to wait for 100 conversions before you create the lookalike audience, you might ask? The reason that we wait is because they're 100 individuals that want your product or service. if you generate, say, 20 or 30, that's simply not enough data for Facebook to create a larger audience of a few 100,000 people that are going to buy. You want to get at least 100 people converting on this particular pixel before you expand your audience out. Otherwise, what you can do is you can really trip yourself over, get to a point where you expand the audience out and they just don't convert. Thereby, you waste money on advertising and it simply just doesn't get you the result that you're after. Now, if you don't take my advice, what may happen is that you'll create a lookalike audience that just doesn't have the right demographic of people that you're after because you created a lookalike audience based on a very small set number of individuals overall. So whilst it may take a little while for you to get your 100 conversions, or even more if you can, it's still worth all of the effort involved in that particular scenario. Insight number 4, your landing page. If you're having serious trouble converting prospects to actual clients and you're getting a high click-through rate or even a low click-through rate, you're still getting clicks through to your sales page, then it comes back to what's on that sales page alone. So a landing page, for example, could be something that leads people to opt into your website. So it might be for a free ebook, a video course, an audio download, some kind of report. What we want to make sure that we're doing is we're getting people to opt in. Now, if they're not opting in and you're not generating at least 50% opt-in rate from clicking from a Facebook advert through over to your landing page, then your landing page is most likely the cause of your lack of conversions. As a real life example, my 30-day business turnaround program, which is one of my best-selling products, was converting at around a 2% conversion rate, which is incredibly high when it comes to Facebook adverts. But that's due to the targeting and the tips that I gave you before. What I decided to do in the last few months was refilm the sales video that was on that particular landing page. What happened was my conversion rates jumped from 2% up to 5%, which is an insane jump if there ever was one. And if you're in online marketing, you know that that's a huge conversion rate. Now, that's not a conversion rate to an opt-in, that's a conversion rate to a $150 sale. So you're making money straight up off of the Facebook adverts itself alone. So why did the conversion rates literally increase more than double? It was simply because the energy in the video, my energy in the first video was, I'll admit it, quite flat. I recorded it quite a long time ago. In the new video, it's more upbeat, there's a backing track to it, exact same sales video script, it's just that there was more energy within it overall. The rest of the landing page stayed exactly the same. So when you think about your landing pages, for example, you need to think about what are the small little things that you can change that could potentially double your conversion rates, like it did in my scenario. Now, this could be anything from the video, it could be the design of the page, it could be the headline, it could be the copy, it could be that there's too much copy, it could be a lack of testimonials. There could be numerous factors that are preventing your Facebook adverts from actually working. So in some cases, it may not be your Facebook adverts at all, it could be your website and your landing pages. Insight number 5, your advert is out of context with your offer. Now, this leads directly on from the last little tip that I gave you. When it comes to presenting an offer, whether it's for an opt-in or for people to buy something immediately, we need to make sure that the same words that you're using in your advert campaign are actually reflected on the landing page itself. If you've got one message here and a different message here, it totally doesn't fit. It's incohesive. We want to ensure that what they see here is reflected. In this scenario, your conversion rates will always increase as long as you've got all of those other things that we discussed working along at the same time. This is one of the key steps that a lot of business owners really miss out on when it comes to their conversions because they're not paying enough attention. They're not making sure that the journey is a consistent one overall. Insight 6, not retargeting. Not retargeting is kind of the second sudden death when it comes to Facebook advertising. if you're buying traffic, which is what you're doing by spending money on Facebook adverts and getting people to another landing page, then if they're going over this landing page and not buying and not opting in, then you've totally lost them and you've probably spent $1, $2, maybe even more. Depends what your industry and depends how targeted your marketing is when it comes to Facebook. What we do need to do is set up another tracking pixel on your landing page so we can retarget those people down the line through the Facebook adverts in the news feed or even on the mobile, for example. Now, the reason that we do this is that someone may have visited your landing page but not been in a position to buy right then and there. What we do is by setting up a retargeting advert saying something like, hey, did life get in the way? We once again reinforce the message that, we know that you are interested in this, come over and check it out. The other little thing that you can do to dramatically boost your conversion rates is within the retargeting campaign itself, offer an extra bonus. So say for example, if you join today, you might get an extra bonus of $200 worth of value, but you must act now. Now that has to go to another landing page with that specific offer so you can actually deliver it to them. What that does is it creates an insane amount of immediacy to get those conversions across the line. And finally, insight number 7, the hub technique. The hub technique is something that I wrote about in my best-selling book called Flee 9 to 5. The hub technique basically states that whatever marketing that you're doing, it must always funnel back to your website, the hub. So why do we do this? Well, first of all, if you're spending money on Facebook adverts, if they're visiting your website and they're not opting in, well, you've spent money and you're not making a return on your investment. We want as many people to opt into your website as possible. A lot of individuals, what they do is they promote their Facebook page to drive up the number of people that actually like it. Well, the reality is now that our news feeds are so overflooded. To get your information across to your existing fans on Facebook, you're gonna have to pay to boost those posts regardless. We want to reduce the expenditure as much as possible and get people coming back to your website where they opt into your email list. And you can do it one of two ways when it comes to your Facebook campaigns. Initially, you set up one campaign that's all about generating direct sales if you have a product or service offering at a low cost. We want an entry-level product or service that you can sell immediately, and look, it's probably $150 less. You can definitely convert at that price point if you've got all of your targeting and your landing page set up. So that specific campaign is what's known as a direct marketing campaign. We want immediate sales from it. So that's campaign 1. Next, we want campaign number 2. So campaign number 2 is all about getting people to opt into either our landing page or specifically our website. We want to get as many people on our email list as possible. The return on investment on email is absolutely astronomical. It's far more than Facebook overall. So why is the return so much higher? Well, the reality is you now own that contact and you can communicate with them on a weekly basis as long as you have permission to do so. So we have the direct marketing campaign and we also have the second campaign, which is an opt-in campaign to get people back to your hub. The hub technique is one of the most valuable assets that you'll ever have within your business, because if your Facebook adverts stop converting, you know that you can still email your database and generate revenue. So there you have it. While Facebook adverts, like I said, can be f***ing frustrating at times, there are certain things that you can do to ensure that you get a better outcome. For more powerful tips on how to really grow your business, head over to benangel.com.au to grab a free copy of my book, Sleeping Your Way to the Top in Business. Totally free, guys. It's over 300 pages long. There's been over 50,000 downloads of this book internationally, jam-packed full of marketing ideas to really help grow your business. For other resource links, click below this video now and be sure to subscribe because I've got plenty more from where this came from. In the meantime, take care, good luck. Remember, hit subscribe, hit like, leave a comment, grab your free book. See you next time.